Hey, what's up, you guys? Today we're gonna be working on the Silverado, and we're gonna be installing some KilMat. So we're gonna tear the interior apart, and this is what we got for it: some KilMat 80 mil, 36 square feet, car sound deadening mat. So there's 34 sheets. I don't think this is gonna focus, but they are 9.8 inches by 15.7, and 80 mils thick. So total coverage is 36 square feet. Let's open it up real quick. This is what we installed on the Trailblazer, so we decided to pick them up for the Silverado, and the whole box is only like about 70 bucks shipped to your door. So it comes with this. And this is one whole sheet. So it should act like Dynamat, but cheaper. Also, the quality isn't as good as Dynamat, to be honest, but I think it works pretty good for what it is. So we got this, and we also ordered the tools last time, so we're gonna be needing these. So we also got these on Amazon. I forgot how much we paid. I think like 20 bucks for all three or something like that. It comes with 3 different sizes. So this is like maybe like half an inch, 1 inch, and like 1.5 inches or something. So you need this to, like, you know, lay the material down. We're also going to be using the blade and something to cut the sheets with. So now let's go over to the truck and start removing the seats. Alright, so real quick, before you start pulling the seat out, you have to disconnect the battery, and you have to pull this cover off. So it's all done by this clip up here in the front, and it also has this on the back side. So this sits like right here, and this is the airbag plug. You have to get to this. So you should pull this back. We try to do it with 2 hands. Come off. I think this is the airbag plug. Yeah, it is, because all the airbag plugs are yellow. So that's ready to come out. And then we're gonna use a T50 to remove this bolt right here. And there's another one back here. So once you remove these, you could tilt the. You have to. Oh, and you also have to remove the seat belt. So we're gonna have to get to this Torx right here to remove the seat bolt from here. All right. So with these 2 bolts removed and this Torx removed from the seat belt, I think this is a T30 for this one right here. Now the seat's able to come out, so basically you go forward and you pull it. You go forward and you pull it back, and it should come off. So it's hugged in here. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Okay, next we're going to remove the jack. The jack and this whole thing right here in the back, and that. And then we have to connect the battery back on to pull the driver's seat forward, and so we're able to get to the bolts back there. So I'm gonna need 2 10mm right here, and we forgot to do that before we disconnected the battery, so we're gonna have to go ahead and do that. And then after that we'll do the center console. So let me finish putting all this off, and then I'll put you guys back on once we're doing the center console. For the driver's seat is the same thing. The only thing is that this one has a power seat, so there has to be power in order for the seat to move, and so you could get to the bolts. Alright, so we got the driver's side out. Now we're gonna get behind this plastic thing on the center console. Fuck. And there's a bolt right there. It's gonna be like a size 15. To size 15. Now we're gonna take, there's 4 of them, so there's 2 here and then there's 2 on the other side. Okay, before you undo all the bolts and pull it out, right here on the passenger side, there's this plug. Make sure to remove it. So there's actually a Torx bolt holding the seatbelt to the seat right here. So that's also a T50. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that. All right, so now everything is removed, and this is also an airbag module. So you have to get to that. If your airbags deploy, send them to myairbags.com. Go on their website and you can send it to them. They're really fast. Like, their turnaround is like super fast. We sent I think we sent the airbag for right here for the steering wheel to them, and I don't know, we have a video of that, so you guys can check that out. But so that's where you would have to get to, but we're gonna leave that alone. Now we have to get to this middle piece right here. I already popped it off, but basically has a lot of clips. This one was stuck in there, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and remove it and then put it back on this. And there is two like 12mm bolts right here. Oh no, actually like 3. And then this middle piece has to come off to the side so we can get the carpet through. I mean, you could cut the carpet, but it might flop, so we're just gonna go ahead and remove this piece. I'm gonna get a screwdriver and pry these out, so then we'll get stuck like that one. And then we're gonna have to pull these pieces off. Probably not this rear one, but most likely we're gonna have to pull this one off for the carpet to come out. And that should be it. I don't think, oh yeah, we don't even have to remove this, but we are gonna have to replace this piece because the subwoofer box is gonna be in the way. We got a custom box made, so this is gonna have to come off. But actually, you know what, we will remove it right now, but let me get to that first. Okay, so we got that removed, and now we're gonna do this seat belt, size 18. Up here we're gonna have to remove this plastic, and actually this whole back piece has to come off for that thing for the seatbelt to come out. So basically you just pull it off. Like, there's a lot of clips, so I'm gonna have to pull off the clips and then slide that seatbelt out. All right, that was pretty stupid of us to remove that whole thing just to get the seatbelt through, but this plastic actually comes apart. It has some clips, so, but we're not going to be using it anymore. But we still had to get back here to remove the seatbelt from the back thing right here. Pretty sure there's some clips. Let me figure out these clips, but anyways, that's the last piece, and then this whole seatbelt comes off. And then you can put these clips back in and you should be good to go. We got the seatbelt out, and I was just pulling right here, and actually the whole thing is gonna come out. You don't have to remove these. So I'm gonna start pulling the carpet from this side and then just slide it up to the passenger side. And I know it's dark, my bad, but it'd be getting dark late. It'd be getting dark early now, so we're gonna have to work around this. All right, so we pulled out the carpet, and we were gonna put the tools away for today, but we decided just to like get to this real quick to see what we're gonna do about this. I don't know if this is supposed to be like sound deadening or something, but it's like brittle, so it breaks pretty easy. And the problem is that they put it on all this right here, So that was pretty stupid. So we're gonna have to go ahead and scrape it off. It comes out pretty easy though. But now that's more work for us to do. We're gonna do it probably, if this comes off, yeah, whatever comes off pretty easy, we're gonna do along here. We're not gonna remove this mat right here because it's held in up here, but we're gonna basically do all this whole section, remove all that, and then we're gonna leave this alone. We're probably gonna remove some of this just so we could get the KilMat on there, and then we're gonna remove this most likely. So that's gonna take a long time. So we got that section right there. We got this whole section right here, right there. I'm not sure about this because we might just get to that. But at first we were planning on just sticking the KilMat on top of this. But that's the thing. I mean, if it's this brittle, I don't even think the KilMat is gonna do anything on top of it, you know? So we'd rather get to the metal and just lay the KilMat on there. So, I mean, since we already pulled everything out, might as well do it right. Hopefully this is the right way of doing it. So for now, I'm gonna put you guys away. We're gonna get to this. It's gonna take us a couple of days. So when we put you guys back on, all this is gonna be cleaned up, and I'll show you how we're gonna start laying the KilMat right across the middle right there, all the way to the back. We're finally done removing all this. We scraped it all off. We used this little hammer in some spots where it was a little tougher to get to, and we used some of these we got these at Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh. There's like 3 of them. There's a bigger one over there on that side. But so I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a good amount right here. There's some right there, and there's some over there behind that box. So what we're gonna do right now is toss all this in the trash, and then we're gonna hit it with the vacuum, hit everything with the vacuum, and then we have to go back and scrape the whatever's left over, scrape it all off, kind of like this, and then we're gonna clean it with acetone. So then we have to clean it all over after we scrape it. So we finally got done scraping off most of the stuff that is left over once you remove that sound deadening or whatever it is. So we didn't get it 100% perfect, but I mean, it's better than having all that. Like, it's kind of dusty. I don't know what it is. It's like basically the residue of what was on here. So we did all of this. This is the driver's side. We did that middle section. We did the passenger side. We also did that. I don't think we had to remove this, but just in case, I ended up doing it now instead of doing it later, once we have the rest of the sound deadening on there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work in sections. We're gonna wipe this off with some acetone. I'm gonna go get some rags right now, wipe it off, and then we're going to start laying our first piece. We're thinking of doing it right down the middle. So there's gonna be a sheet coming this way and a sheet going that way. So what we're gonna do is I guess like follow this up to underneath the dash, and then lay our first strip coming this way, and then the second one we're gonna probably do 2 up here or whatever fits, and then we're gonna start laying it down here, and yeah, just work our way back. So we got done on the driver's side floor, and there's a couple of rips right here, and that's because of the way the floor is shaped. So when you tuck it into those spots, like the aluminum starts tearing up. So we also made a cut right here, and there's a little gap right here. But if we would have, we tried to line this up as straight as possible, and if we would have tilted this to close this gap, there would have been a big gap right here. So we just decided to close it up down here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do this side. I'm gonna do the section right here. We also already did the passenger side. The battery was low, so we didn't record that. But I'm gonna get to this side, and then I'll show you guys once it's all done on the floor. Okay, so next we're gonna do this section right here, and we already wiped it down with the acetone. Everything has been wiped down with acetone. So we're gonna use the whole sheet, and then peel it off. And back here on this section, we're gonna have to go along with the curve. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect, but as close as possible to this line right here, and also on the top. On the passenger side, it's gonna be more difficult because it's like two curves, this one and then this one back here. So we're gonna use one of the scraps that we have, and then we're just gonna try to shape it as best as possible. Right here we're just gonna cut it straight, and back here we're gonna try to give it the shape that it needs to get into this curve. And I don't think we're gonna fill in this spot right here unless we have another thin piece. Back here we're gonna have to patch it up as well. So when you use the blade on this KilMat, you don't have to go all the way in because you're gonna get to the paint on your car. You just have to basically cut this aluminum piece and then a little bit of the rubber, and then you're able to peel it off. We finally got the floor done. We covered up as much as possible. These are just kind of like patch sections. We got it all the way to the top right there. So now the carpet is ready to go back in. We didn't bother doing any of this right here because it wouldn't be worth it. Like, I think this is a little stiffer than the flat piece that's underneath. So that's gonna be left alone. We got it all the way up to here. So now we have to pull all this out, put the carpet back in, and then we'll start doing this section right here. It's a lot of work, but it has to get done. Put the carpet back in, and we actually threw in the subwoofer box just to make sure it fit, and it fits really nice in here. So this is just for 2/8. There's some trash right here from drilling into the box because there's 3 studs coming out from the floor. So we just drill the holes into the box so the box can sit in there and not move, and then we're gonna secure it to this top piece right here. But that's on another video, so stay tuned for that. For this video, we were also gonna do the door panels, but we decided just to do them once we started installing the sound system, because we don't want to take off the door panel, do the KilMat, and then put the door panel back on and then pull it back off when we have to replace the speakers. So that's gonna be for another video as well. Right now we're just gonna vacuum the truck, put all the trim pieces back on and the seats, and that's it for this video. So hopefully you guys found it a little helpful. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at YONKE_OXC films. I'll leave that in the description down below, and we'll catch you in the next one.